In the turbulent life of Vincent van Gogh, from his birth in Groot-Zundert to his tragic end in Auvers-sur-Oise, each brushstroke was a battle against unseen demons. His journey, marred by mental turmoil and financial destitution, was a relentless pursuit of artistic truth. Unappreciated in his time, Vincent's vivid canvases were cries for understanding, painted in the solitude of his own mind. His heart, bruised by unrequited loves and societal rejection, bled into his art, infusing it with raw emotional power. His brother Theo was his sole beacon of hope, yet even this bond couldn't shield him from his final act of despair. Welcome to another episode of Plaid Chronicles. Vincent's life was a poignant paradox, a man who painted with vibrant colors while enveloped in the shadows of sorrow, leaving a legacy that transformed the world's perception of pain, passion, and beauty.
Tell me, why do you say you're a painter?
Because I love painting. I have to paint. I've always been a painter, that I know.
In the quiet village of Groot-Zundert, Netherlands, Vincent van Gogh entered the world on March 30th, 1853. His father, Theodorus van Gogh, a dutiful minister of the Dutch Reformed Church, and his mother, Anna Cornelia Carbentus, a woman of artistic inclination, welcomed their son into a life interwoven with spirituality and creativity. Vincent's early years in the rural setting of Zundert, surrounded by the expansive landscapes and everyday life of the countryside, would later profoundly influence his artistic vision.
I think of myself as an exile.
Vincent van Gogh's naming after his stillborn brother, who would have shared his birthday, cast a shadow of childhood grief that lingered throughout his life. The physical presence of his brother's grave, etched with the same name, served as a constant haunting reminder of mortality and loss. This early confrontation with death in such a personal and direct manner may have deeply shaped Vincent's emotional landscape, infusing his artistic expression with elements of melancholy and introspection. This unique and somber aspect of his upbringing likely contributed to the intense emotional depth observed in his later artworks, reflecting a life viewed through the lens of existential contemplation and sorrow. In 1864, a young Vincent left the comfort of home for a boarding school in Zevenbergen. Here, during these formative years, his academic journey steeped him in a deep appreciation for literature and nature. The seeds of his later artistic expression were being subtly sown as Vincent absorbed the narratives of human experience and the nuances of the natural world that would later be vividly reflected in his paintings. The year 1869 marked a pivotal turn in Vincent's path. He began working at Goupil and Amp C, a renowned art dealership in The Hague. This position was not just a job, it was an introduction to the art world, facilitated by his uncle Cent, Cornelis Marinus, a partner in the firm. Vincent's exposure to the world of art dealing offered him a unique perspective on the commercial and aesthetic aspects of the art world, a contrast to his later disdain for the commercialization of art. Throughout his life, Vincent van Gogh grappled with dire financial hardships, a stark contrast to the posthumous value of his art. Living largely on the modest financial support of his brother Theo, Vincent's existence was often marred by poverty and the inability to sell his paintings. His works, now considered masterpieces, were largely unappreciated during his lifetime, with him selling only a handful of paintings. This financial struggle was a constant source of stress and despair for Vincent, contributing to his feelings of failure and isolation. Today, Vincent van Gogh's paintings are among the most valuable in the world, with works like Portrait of Dr. Gachet and Irises, fetching over $100 million each at auctions. The irony in this drastic shift is profound and poignant. Once struggling to afford paint and canvas, Vincent's creations now command astronomical sums, highlighting a bittersweet juxtaposition between his lifetime of monetary struggles and his current posthumous acclaim. This disparity underscores a profound irony and sorrow. Vincent van Gogh, who lived a life plagued by financial instability and lack of recognition, is now celebrated as one of the most influential figures in Western art. His story reflects the often cruel divide between an artist's worth in life and in legacy, a narrative that resonates with the struggles of many artists, both past and present. Vincent's journey took an international turn in 1873 when he transferred to Goupil's London branch. Here, in the heart of the British capital, he found himself enamored with British culture and literature. The works of Charles Dickens and George Eliot, with their deep dive into the human condition and societal observations, resonated with Vincent, shaping his worldview and later, his artistic ethos. London's vibrant art scene, combined with its literary richness, was a fertile ground for Vincent's burgeoning artistic sensibilities. However, Vincent's experiences during this period were not just about artistic and cultural immersion. They were also a period of personal and emotional growth. Living away from his family, navigating the dynamics of a bustling art dealership, and absorbing the cultural zeitgeist of London in the late 19th century, Vincent was forging his path, one that would eventually diverge from the expected trajectory of a young man in the art business to that of a passionate, groundbreaking artist.
God made me a painter for people who aren't born yet. Tell me, brother, am I a good painter?
You're not a good painter, Vincent. You're a great painter.
In these early years, from the pastoral landscapes of Zundert to the cosmopolitan streets of London, Vincent van Gogh was gathering the experiences, influences, and insights that would fuel his extraordinary artistic journey. His early life and education were not just stages of growth, they were the foundational layers upon which he would build his unique artistic vision, one that continues to captivate and inspire the world to this day. The artistic journey of Vincent van Gogh, one of the most passionate and tumultuous in the history of art, took a significant turn in the mid-1870s. In 1876, Vincent, then in his early 20s, made a decision that would steer him away from the world of art dealing, a world he had known through his work at Goupil and Auvers-sur-Oise. He left the art dealership to take a position at a school in Ramsgate, England. This period was not just a career shift, it was a spiritual quest, influenced heavily by his father Theodorus's vocation as a minister. Vincent, in this phase, was deeply engaged in exploring religious themes, contemplating a life in ministry. In 1877, Vincent returned to the Netherlands. This homecoming was marked by a period of earnest preparation for entrance into the School of Theology in Amsterdam. His pursuit of a theological path was reflective of a young man in search of meaning and purpose, driven by a deep-rooted sense of spirituality. Vincent's inclination towards religion during this time was a critical phase where his exploration of faith and purpose intertwined with his growing interest in human conditions, a theme that would later become a hallmark of his art. Perhaps the most transformative experience for Vincent during this period was his move in 1879 to the Borinage, a coal mining region in Belgium. In this harsh industrial landscape, Vincent served as a lay preacher. His time in the Borinage was more than a religious endeavor. It was a profound, emotional, and empathetic journey. Vincent witnessed the plight of the miners, their struggle, and their suffering. This experience deeply affected him, igniting a powerful empathy for the working class and the underprivileged, a sentiment that would profoundly influence his artistic work. The Borinage period was pivotal in Vincent's artistic development. It was here that his focus shifted significantly. The miners and their bleak yet dignified existence became subjects of his early sketches and drawings. These works were raw, unpolished, and emotionally charged, marking a stark departure from the more conventional art he had been exposed to at Goupil and Auvers-sur-Oise. Vincent's art from the Borinage period is characterized by a gritty realism, a stark portrayal of the harsh realities of life, and a deep humanism that would become the cornerstone of his artistic legacy. Vincent's early artistic development, therefore, was not a straightforward journey of mastering brush and palette. It was an intricate interplay of spiritual exploration, personal struggle, and a profound empathy for the human condition. His experiences from 1876 to 1880 laid the foundation for his later works, which not only revolutionized art but also offered a window into the soul of an artist who was deeply connected to the world around him. This period in Vincent's life was a testament to how his personal experiences, his spiritual quests, and his deep-rooted empathy for humanity influenced his journey from a young man considering a career in the ministry to an artist whose work would touch the depths of human emotion. In 1880, Vincent van Gogh, at the age of 27, stood at a pivotal crossroad. After years of grappling with his vocation and identity, he arrived at a decisive moment: to become an artist. This decision, though startling to some, was a natural culmination of his deep-seated passion for expression and his lifelong sensitivity to the world around him. His brother Theo, younger by 4 years, played a crucial role in this transition. Theo, working as an art dealer, not only provided Vincent with financial support, but also offered unwavering emotional encouragement, becoming a cornerstone in Vincent's tumultuous life.
Tell me, how do you feel? I feel so well with you next to me. So well, I'd like to die like this.
The following year, Vincent returned to his parents' home in Etten. Here, amidst familial surroundings, he experienced a profound yet unrequited love for his cousin, Key Stricker. This emotional turmoil, laden with rejection and deep longing, infused his early works with a raw, introspective quality, marking the beginning of his journey into emotional and artistic exploration. Another notable relationship was with Sian Hornick, a woman of lower socioeconomic status and a former prostitute, with whom Vincent shared a troubled and controversial liaison. His involvement with Sian was frowned upon by his family and friends, leading to further isolation. The relationship, though it ended, had a significant impact on Vincent, influencing some of his works that depict the harsher realities of life. Van Gogh's romantic endeavors, often ending in heartbreak and social disapproval, mirrored the broader theme of struggle in his life. His inability to find lasting romantic companionship compounded his feelings of loneliness and despair. These experiences, while undoubtedly contributing to his emotional anguish, also provided a depth of feeling that he channeled into his art. Vincent's unfulfilled romantic life, characterized by rejection and societal disapproval, underscores the narrative of a man whose search for love and acceptance was as turbulent and passionate as his art. By 1882, Vincent had relocated to The Hague, delving deeper into his artistic education. It was here that he came under the tutelage of Anton Mauve, an established artist and his cousin by marriage. Mauve's influence on Vincent was significant. Under his guidance, Vincent began experimenting with watercolors and oil paintings, honing his skills and developing his unique style. This period was marked by intense learning and artistic growth as Vincent navigated through various techniques and mediums, gradually forging his path in the art world. In 1884, Vincent moved to Nuenen, where his father served as a pastor. The rural setting of Nuenen provided Vincent with a rich tapestry of everyday peasant life, which he meticulously captured in his works. His focus on rural life and peasant laborers during this period was not just an artistic choice, but a reflection of his empathy and solidarity with the working class. It was here in Nuenen that Vincent created one of his first major works, The Potato Eaters, in 1885. This painting, with its somber tones and focus on the harsh realities of peasant life, was a significant departure from the conventional art of the time, showcasing Vincent's growing commitment to portraying the unvarnished truth of human existence. In 1886, Vincent's artistic journey took a dramatic turn as he moved to Paris. Living with Theo, he encountered the vibrant and evolving art scene of the city, which was then the heart of the Impressionist and Neo-Impressionist movements. The exposure to these artistic styles profoundly impacted Vincent's work. The influence of Impressionism, with its emphasis on light and color, and Neo-Impressionism, with its innovative use of brushwork and color theory, pushed Vincent to experiment with brighter colors and new techniques. Paris was a period of artistic liberation for Vincent, where he absorbed the avant-garde tendencies of the city, transforming his style dramatically. The year 1887 was pivotal for Vincent. He met and befriended fellow artists like Émile Bernard and Paul Gauguin. These friendships were not mere social connections. They were artistic dialogues that deeply influenced Vincent's approach to art. His interactions with these artists, particularly Gauguin, were marked by intense discussions about art, color, and technique, fueling Vincent's artistic evolution. By 1888, despite the artistic stimulation Paris offered, Vincent grew increasingly frustrated with city life. Seeking a change, he moved to Arles in southern France. Arles, with its vibrant light and color, promised a new landscape for Vincent's ever-evolving artistic exploration. The move to Arles marked the beginning of one of the most prolific and significant periods of his artistic career, where he created some of his most iconic works. This journey from Nouméa to Paris and then to Arles was more than a geographical shift. It was a period of intense personal and artistic transformation for Vincent van Gogh. Each location, with its unique environment and challenges, contributed to the development of his artistry, shaping the path of one of the most influential and celebrated artists in the history of Western art. Vincent's journey during this period was a testament to his relentless pursuit of artistic truth, a pursuit that was as tumultuous as it was brilliant.
I wanted so much to share what I see. Now I just think about my relationship to eternity.
The final chapters of Vincent van Gogh's life, spanning the years 1889 to 1890, are a poignant blend of creative brilliance and personal turmoil. In 1889, following the infamous ear-cutting incident and subsequent hospitalization in Arles, Vincent chose to enter the Saint-Paul-de-Moselle asylum in Saint-Rémy-de-Provence. This decision marked a significant moment in his life, a period of self-reflection and continued artistic productivity amid his ongoing mental health struggles. At Saint-Paul-de-Moselle, Vincent found a certain solace in the serene surroundings which, coupled with the relative stability of the asylum, provided a conducive environment for his art. Despite the challenges posed by his mental condition, Vincent's time in the asylum was one of his most prolific periods. It was here that he created some of his most celebrated works, including Starry Night, a masterpiece that encapsulates the tumultuous whirl of his inner thoughts and feelings through the swirling night sky. The vivid blues and dynamic brushstrokes of Starry Night reflect both the beauty and the chaos of Vincent's psyche during this period. Vincent's brother Theo continued to play an instrumental role during this time. Theo's unwavering support, both financial and emotional, was a crucial anchor for Vincent. Despite Theo's efforts in the relatively stable environment of the asylum, Vincent's mental health remained fragile and unpredictable. His letters to Theo from Saint-Rémy-de-Provence reveal a man grappling with his artistic vision, personal demons, and a deep sense of isolation. In May 1890, Vincent moved to Auvers-sur-Oise, a rural town near Paris under the care of Dr. Paul Gachet. Dr. Gachet, recommended by the artist Camille Pissarro, was a unique figure in Vincent's life. A doctor and an amateur artist, Gachet provided both medical care and artistic camaraderie. Their relationship was complex. Vincent found in Gachet a kindred spirit, yet he was also critical of the doctor's methods. The portrait Vincent painted of Dr. Gachet, with his melancholic expression and thoughtful pose, is a testament to their profound but complicated connection. Vincent's time in Auvers-sur-Oise was marked by a flurry of artistic activity. He was inspired by the landscape and the people of the town, producing a remarkable number of paintings in a short period. However, beneath the surface of this creative outburst, Vincent's emotional and mental state was deteriorating. The tragic climax of Vincent's life came on July 27, 1890. In a field outside Auvers, he shot himself in the chest. The reasons behind this act remain a subject of intense speculation and debate. Some suggest it was the culmination of his long-standing mental health issues and despair over his financial dependence on Theo. Others propose the theory that the shooting was accidental, possibly caused by local boys. Regardless of the cause, this act was a stark reflection of Vincent's profound inner turmoil. 2 days later, on July 29, 1890, Vincent van Gogh died from his wound with his beloved brother Theo at his side. His last words, "The sadness will last forever," echo the deep sense of melancholy that pervaded much of his life and work. Vincent van Gogh's final year was a period of intense creative activity shadowed by personal struggle. In the asylum at Saint-Rémy-de-Provence and later in Auvers-sur-Oise, he produced some of his most iconic works, paintings that would posthumously bring him the recognition he yearned for, but never received during his lifetime. His relationship with Theo Dr. Gachet and the environment of Auvers-sur-Oise played significant roles in his life and work during this period. In a mere decade, Vincent van Gogh's artistic fervor manifested in an astonishing 2,100 artworks, including 860 oil paintings, a feat reflecting both his intense creative energy and an almost prophetic sense of urgency. Amidst personal strife, he seemed to race against time, pouring a lifetime of expression into a condensed, vibrant period of creativity. His prolific output, comprising a vast array of paintings and over 1,300 other works, was not just a pursuit, but a compulsion, hinting at an intuitive awareness of his limited time. This unparalleled dedication and passion for art, combined with a relentless need for self-expression and communication, underscore the depth of his commitment and the urgency of his creative spirit. Van Gogh's impressive body of work, achieved against the backdrop of personal challenges and the brevity of his life, showcases his profound commitment to exploring the emotional and expressive potential of art, driven perhaps by an intrinsic understanding of his own ephemeral existence. The story of Vincent's last year is a poignant reminder of the fine line between genius and despair, creativity and madness. It speaks to the enduring power of art to convey the deepest human emotions and the complexities of the mind. Vincent van Gogh's legacy is not just in the vibrant colors and bold brushstrokes of his paintings, but also in his life story, a narrative of passion, struggle, and the relentless pursuit of artistic expression. If this narrative resonated with you, do support us. Hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe. Thank you for staying with us to the end. See you in the next video on Plaid Chronicles.
I think of myself as an exile.